Walk into any independent mechanic shop in America and ask the guy behind the counter which cars he never sees towed in for anything serious. He won't hesitate. He'll rattle off names before you even finish asking, and none of them are the cars getting hyped on social media this year. They're older nameplates, some unglamorous, some downright boring to look at, but every one of them earned its reputation the hard way, over hundreds of thousands of miles, over decades, in the hands of real owners who just needed something that would start every morning without drama. After more than 2 decades around used cars, inspection bays, and trade-in lots, I've learned that reliable is a word people throw around way too easily. But when you actually pull the service records, when you look at what comes back on a flatbed versus what just keeps rolling past 200,000 miles, the list gets a lot shorter and a lot more specific. Today I'm counting down 9 of the most reliable cars ever made. Not reliable for one model year, but reliable across decades, generations, and millions of real owners. This is built on long-term reliability data, repair frequency studies, high mileage survival rates, and what I've personally seen roll through the shop for years. Some of these picks will feel obvious, a couple will surprise you, and the number 1 pick is not the car most people expect. Stick around. Let's start the countdown. Number 9, the Honda Fit. People underestimate this car constantly, mostly because it's small, cheap, and doesn't look like anything special in a parking lot. But talk to anyone who's owned one for 10 years and you get a different story. The Fit built its reputation the same way most Hondas do. A simple, naturally aspirated engine, no turbo to worry about, a transmission that doesn't try to be clever, and a chassis engineered to be cheap to fix rather than expensive to impress. Owners regularly push these past 200,000 miles with nothing more than oil changes, brakes, and a timing belt when the model year calls for it. Why does the market ignore it? Nobody dreams about owning a Honda Fit. It has no badge appeal, and a lot of buyers assume small car means cheaply made. That assumption is backwards. Fewer components under stress and a design philosophy built around function over flash is exactly why it holds up. Look for the 2009 to 2013 or 2015 to 2020 generations. Avoid cars with clear signs of neglect, and check for rust around the rear wheel wells in salt belt states. A clean, well-kept Fit often runs $8,000 to $13,000, depending on condition and region. Who should buy it? Commuters and students who want dead simple ownership costs. Who should skip it? Anyone who needs highway passing power or serious cargo room. Number 8, the Toyota Prius. This one throws people off every time. The common assumption is that hybrid batteries are fragile and destined to fail right around the time your warranty runs out. The real-world data says otherwise. Toyota's hybrid system, especially in the 2nd and 3rd generation Prius, has proven itself over hundreds of thousands of miles, with battery packs still functioning fine, well past 200,000 and even 300,000 miles. The reason it works is engineering conservatism. Toyota didn't push the hybrid battery to its limit. They left margin. The battery management system babies the pack, and the gasoline engine, a simple Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder, isn't under heavy stress because the electric motor shares the workload. I remember a retired school teacher convinced her Prius was on borrowed time because a neighbor told her hybrid batteries always die around 100,000 miles. Hers was sitting at 240,000, original battery, running fine. All she'd needed recently was tires and a 12-volt battery, a completely different component than the hybrid pack, but one people often confuse. The 2010 to 2015 models are the sweet spot for value. Clean examples often run $9,000 to $15,000 depending on mileage and trim. Check the 12-volt battery, watch for any hybrid system warning lights, and ask for battery health records if available. Who should buy it? Commuters chasing fuel economy without hybrid anxiety. Who should skip it? Buyers who tow or need real acceleration. Number 7, the Honda Accord. If you wanted to pick one midsize sedan that stayed remarkably consistent for over 3 decades, it's hard to beat the Accord. Generation after generation, it keeps showing up in driveways with 250,000 plus miles, still running the factory engine and transmission. Honda rarely reinvents the wheel here. Naturally aspirated four cylinders in most model years, conventional automatics rather than experimental ones, and a platform that always prioritized durability over chasing trends. Not the flashiest sedan on the lot. That's exactly the point. A lot of buyers walk past a well-kept Accord because it lacks the aspirational pull of a German sedan. But mechanically, it's often the smarter buy. A clean 2013 to 2017 Accord often runs $13,000 to $19,000 depending on trim and condition. Watch for the early four-cylinder CVT years, which had some early transmission issues before Honda revised the software. A pre-purchase inspection catches this quickly. Who should buy it? Families who want a quiet, dependable daily driver. Who should skip it? Anyone who needs all-wheel drive or towing capacity. Number 6. The Subaru Outback. This is where things get interesting, because Subaru's reputation isn't spotless. Head gasket issues on certain older flat-4 engines are well documented, and I won't pretend otherwise. But once you get into the 2015 and newer Outbacks with revised engine designs, the reliability numbers improve significantly, and this car earns its spot through real-world longevity in brutal conditions. Go to any cold-weather state, and you'll see Outbacks with 200,000-plus miles, still running standard all-wheel drive, still handling snow and gravel without complaint. Owners in Vermont, Montana, and Minnesota keep these for 15 years or more, because the all-wheel drive system is simple, symmetrical, and needs nothing special from the driver to engage it. I had a contractor customer cross-shop an Outback against a much pricier German wagon. He went with the Outback because parts were cheaper and any local shop could work on it. 4 years later, he'd replaced brakes, tires, and one set of struts, nothing structural. A clean 2015 to 2019 model with the FB25 engine often runs $14,000 to $20,000 depending on condition. Check head gasket history on any pre-2015 model. Inspect the CVT for smooth operation and listen for unusual cold start noise. Who should buy it? Anyone in snow country who wants real ground clearance without SUV bulk. Who should skip it? Buyers chasing luxury brand refinement. If straight, no-nonsense reliability breakdowns like this are useful to you, go ahead and hit subscribe. I've got more of these coming, covering the vehicles dealers push hardest and the ones that actually earn your money over the long run. Number 5. The Toyota Camry. It's almost a cliche to put the Camry on a reliability list, but cliches exist for a reason. For more than 3 decades, it's been the default answer whenever someone asks, "What car should I buy that will just work?" Not thrilling, not a badge you brag about, but one of the most consistently engineered mid-size sedans ever mass-produced. The 4-cylinder engines, especially in the 2007 to 2017 generations, are about as close to bulletproof as a mainstream engine gets. Timing chain instead of a belt on most trims, and a conventional automatic that doesn't try to be clever. Toyota built this car to survive taxi and rideshare fleets logging hundreds of thousands of miles a year, exactly the kind of abuse that proves out real-world reliability. I've inspected Camrys well past 280,000 miles, still on the original transmission, with owners who couldn't remember the last major repair. A clean 2012 to 2016 Camry often runs $12,000 to $17,000, depending on trim and mileage. Watch for oil consumption on certain 4-cylinder years, and always pull the maintenance history. A neglected Camry can be a worse buy than a well-cared-for Buick, Mazda, or Hyundai with full records. The badge alone doesn't guarantee anything. The paperwork does. Who should buy it? Anyone who wants the safest bet in a used sedan. Who should skip it? Drivers who want personality behind the wheel. Number 4. The Honda Civic. Across nearly a dozen generations and millions of units sold worldwide, the Civic has one of the most consistent reliability track records in automotive history. It introduced a whole generation of first-time buyers to the idea that a compact car could genuinely last. What makes it work is Honda's obsession with drivetrain simplicity, naturally aspirated 4 cylinders in the beloved generations, conventional automatics or well-built manuals, and a chassis with no unnecessary complexity. The 2006 to 2015 generations in particular have a well-earned reputation for going 250,000 miles or more with nothing beyond standard wear items. A friend bought his teenage daughter a 2013 Civic instead of a flashier crossover, specifically to avoid panicked calls about check engine lights. 3 years and 40,000 miles later. Brakes, tires, one battery, nothing else. Clean examples often run $9,000 to $14,000 depending on mileage and trim. Check suspension bushings. Listen for any CVT shudder on later models, and check for rust in colder climates. Who should buy it? First-time buyers and commuters who want the lowest realistic cost of ownership. Who should skip it? Buyers who need real interior space for a growing family. Number 3, the Toyota Corolla. This is where the list starts to feel less like a countdown of hidden gems and more like a recitation of automotive history. The Corolla has sold more than 50 million units worldwide, and it did that on the strength of one simple promise. It starts, it runs, and it keeps running long after most other cars have been scrapped. Nearly every mechanic I know has a Corolla story. A car that outlived 2 owners, survived questionable maintenance, and still fired up on the first crank. The engineering isn't glamorous. Small, naturally aspirated 4 cylinders, conservative gearing, and a philosophy that treats over-engineering as a feature. Toyota builds these with enough margin that even mediocre maintenance often isn't enough to kill one. In many countries, the Corolla is the default taxi, the default rental car, and the default first car for new drivers, earned by simply not quitting. In the US used market, a clean 2014 to 2019 Corolla typically runs $10,000 to $15,000 depending on mileage. Check for oil consumption on certain years. Inspect the CVT for smooth operation. And always verify service history rather than trusting the badge alone. Who should buy it? Anyone who wants the closest thing to a guarantee in a used car market. Who should skip it? Drivers who want more than the bare essentials. Number 2, the Toyota Land Cruiser. Now we're moving into legendary territory. The Land Cruiser isn't just reliable the way a commuter sedan is reliable. It's reliable in the way that matters when there's no tow truck coming, because in huge parts of the world, there isn't one. This is the vehicle running relief operations across Africa, patrol routes across the Middle East, and desert crossings where a breakdown is a genuine emergency, not an inconvenience. That trust comes from deliberate over-engineering. Full-time 4-wheel drive, body-on-frame construction, and engines with enormous service margins. Some Land Cruisers on the road today have logged well past 400,000 or even 500,000 miles with nothing more than routine fluid changes and suspension work. Toyota didn't design this truck to be cheap. They designed it to survive conditions that would destroy almost anything else on this list. In the US, it carries a premium price tag precisely because of that reputation. Clean 2008 to 2015 examples often sell between $25,000 and $40,000, depending on mileage, notably more than a comparable 4Runner or Lexus GX, despite shared DNA. You're paying largely for that extended reliability margin. Check the frame for rust and salt belt states, inspect the differential and transfer case, and look for full maintenance records. Who should buy it? Anyone who genuinely needs a vehicle that has to work in remote or extreme conditions. Who should skip it? Buyers on a tight budget. This reputation isn't cheap. That was the safe pick. The one I would buy with my own money isn't the one most people expect at the top of a list like this. Number 1, the Lexus LS. When the original LS 400 launched in 1989, it didn't just introduce a new luxury sedan. It embarrassed the German luxury establishment, and it did it through obsessive engineering discipline rather than marketing. Toyota's engineers reportedly tore down and rebuilt prototype after prototype, refining tolerances to a level considered almost excessive for a mainstream production car. The result was a car that delivered Mercedes-level refinement with a drivetrain that simply refused to wear out. This is the one I would put my own father in without a second thought. First-generation LS 400s with proper maintenance have been documented running well past 300,000, even 400,000 miles on original engines and transmissions, numbers almost unheard of in the luxury segment. The naturally aspirated V8 was built with enormous service margins, and the conventional automatic behind it was engineered for longevity over aggressive performance tuning. I once had a long-time customer, a retired airline mechanic who understood tolerances better than most people ever will, tell me flatly that the first-generation LS was the most over-engineered car he'd personally ever inspected. That level of built-in margin is exactly why these cars have survived so well decades later, long after flashier luxury competitors from the same era were scrapped for parts. Why does the market still overlook it? It doesn't wear a German badge, and a lot of luxury buyers equate prestige with a three-pointed star rather than with an engineering philosophy. That perception gap is exactly why a well-kept LS400 or later LS430 can often be found for a fraction of a comparable era S-Class or 7 Series. Often $6,000 to $15,000 for clean examples, though pricing varies by region and service history. Prioritize full maintenance records above everything else. Timing belt service on the earlier V8s is critical, so verify it was done on schedule. Check the air suspension on later trims for leaks, inspect the transmission for smooth shifting, and look underneath for neglected fluid leaks. A neglected LS can absolutely be a worse buy than a well-maintained Camry, so don't let the badge alone convince you. Who should buy it? Anyone who wants genuine luxury comfort and legendary drivetrain durability without German repair bills. Who should skip it? Buyers who want the latest infotainment tech. This is an older platform built for substance over flash. So there it is, 9 vehicles that earned their reliability reputations the hard way, across decades and millions of real miles. The Fit and Civic proves simple engineering wins long-term. The Prius dismantles the myth around hybrid longevity. The Accord and Camry remain the safest bets in the used sedan market. The Outback proves all-wheel drive dependability doesn't require a luxury badge. The Corolla is the most trusted car on the planet by sheer numbers sold. The Land Cruiser is what built to survive anything looks like in practice. And the Lexus LS, at number 1, is a reminder that the most over-engineered, most reliable car ever made didn't come from Germany. Whichever one you're considering, the advice stays the same. Get a pre-purchase inspection, pull the service records, and actually read them. Don't fall in love with a badge before checking what's underneath it. A neglected example of any car on this list can still be a worse buy than a well-maintained vehicle most people overlook entirely. If this kind of honest, mechanic-level breakdown helped you, go ahead and like the video, subscribe for more real-world reliability content, and I'll see you in the next one.